Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Couch today I'm joined by Mike once more. He's back on the Space Couch. It's been far too long. Glad to have you back. We've been watching this, The Last Jedi. So, what struck you particularly?
Okay, well, I should first start by saying I'm not exactly...
Yeah, Mike is a casual Star Wars fan.
Yeah, casual. That's being kind. Yeah. Yeah. So, recently being reintroduced into the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Because we'd watched all of Rebels seasons 1, 2 and 3, apart from the last 3 episodes of the third season. Before we watched this, we took a break from Rebels for this.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, what I thought about it was, I mean, I liked it and it was good, but I mean, unfortunately I didn't like the whole thing. There was like some bits I thought were really, really good. You know, like say, when Holdo takes out the Star Destroyer and half the fleet.
Yeah, visually that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you'll have him and his green milk.
Dear Luke. Yeah, because the film that preceded this one, obviously was all about the hook with Luke.
Yeah.
And you're thinking,
Yeah,
great,
the hunt for Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
What's it going to be?
So, we meet Luke.
Yeah. Throws away his lightsaber.
Yeah. So, that was one of the other problems I had with it, because they would do these little comedy bits, like throwing it, and it just seemed like a cheap joke.
Yeah.
And even his reasoning for being there for so long, it just didn't really pass. And there was a lot of things like that throughout the movie that just seemed to be thrown in there just to tick a box.
Yeah. Like the Canto Bight arc, I guess.
Yeah. That made
You've got
sense.
a particular issue with the CGI in that, haven't you?
Yeah.
I didn't notice it until you mentioned it.
Well, bearing in mind it's a Star Wars movie, so you expect a particular standard when it comes to the visual effects and the CGI and so on. So that was fine for most of it in a lot of the space shootouts.
Oh yeah.
And then when they're on that planet and they're riding those weird slave horses, what were they?
The space horses that they rescued instead of the slave children.
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
But particularly when they're going along the beach and their ship gets blown up, as they're going to start climbing up the wall, I really noticed how poor the CGI was at that point.
Yeah. It wasn't convincing that they were riding something. You were very aware that there was a screen behind them and they just had to pretend.
Yeah.
So that was a cross against that one.
Yeah. And there's other things that I didn't think worked particularly well, although again very visually impressive for the most part. Obviously Space Layer, but also the Mirror Cave. It's just like
what was all that about?
I don't know. And who are my parents? Oh, you can see your own reflection. It doesn't matter who your parents are. You are what's important.
I mean, we discussed this before about what we thought the director was doing.
Yeah, he's basically trying to do the exact opposite of everything that was set up in The Force Awakens, which, as you know, I really liked, and I think you quite liked it too.
Yeah, I liked it. It was an enjoyable movie, and it reintroduced me back into Star Wars.
Yeah.
However, this one left me with too many questions as, why is this happening? Why is Leia flying through space?
Yeah.
How did she survive? Yeah. And Luke, I mean...
It's like your reaction at the end of the film when Luke vanishes. It was like, what happened?
What happened? What, is he dead? What? They didn't make it particularly clear what was going on there. I thought they were all having some weird hallucination, you know. And
I didn't realise that it was that planet had 2 suns. I thought he was just seeing the 2 suns as he died, and that's a nice callback to that first time on Tatooine. But then it's like,
that
planet always had 2 suns, which they never showed. You only ever saw one until that moment.
Yeah, there was a few continuity problems there, and the pace of movie wasn't particularly easy to follow either. Yeah. So there were certain parts that just went on forever and seemed to be going nowhere.
Yeah, like Rey was on the island for a long time without really accomplishing anything.
Yeah, she had 2.5 lessons?
Yeah.
I think it was like that. 2.5 lessons with him, and then she's able to lift
rocks, which is not what the Force is about apparently until it is.
It was confusing. I left the movie feeling somewhat unsatisfied.
Yeah, I did as well. And the end of the film, the scene with the kid, it's like, that's your end of the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like they tried to tick quite a few boxes. Talking of that, the kiss. The kiss just came from nowhere.
Yeah.
It made no sense to me.
And her saying that we're not going to win by killing what we hate, but by saving what we love. So every single rebel and resistance trooper who's died to that point died for no reason.
No reason, yeah. I mean,
including Admiral Holdo.
They may as well...
who just killed millions of First Order troops, by the way.
But that meant nothing. That meant nothing.
No.
Because we're doing this now.
We're doing it for love now.
They may as well just break
mixed
into
metaphors
after that.
Yeah. And the dialogue, I mean, I'm trying to remember some lines, you know, it's just like, there weren't that many memorable lines that I can think of instantly. I mean, like Yoda's page turners, they were not, of course. But I'm trying to think what else.
I liked Yoda in this. Yeah. It took me a little while, but I liked him in it.
Because at first, he just looks a bit off-key. Yeah. And maybe it's like the blue lighting they've got around him that does it to the puppet. But it is the same puppet, or they've cast it from the same mould as the original Yoda in Empire. And it kind of gets a little bit better the more you see of him. But it was good to see Yoda. I was very happy when I first watched it, and it pans over and you see from the back of his head, like, Yoda.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, also there was the issue about the Force.
As much as I'd like to see Yoda, how can Force spirits manipulate?
Yeah. Jedi ghosts.
But that explains, I suppose, why Kenobi is sitting down on a log when he goes to see Luke in, I think it's Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. But he wasn't exactly, bringing down lightning.
No, he wasn't bringing down lightning.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, they don't really go into detail about what the Force...
Yeah. Because basically you can have the Force do anything, Yeah. Even when it doesn't make any sense in the context of something that's ridiculous in the first place.
And something also you pointed out, Luke's sacrifice. He didn't need to do that.
I know, and I was like,
he could have just gone there.
It had no impact, and it should have been a huge impact emotionally, like crying, like when Han Solo.
He didn't even seem that bothered when he found out about Han Solo.
Oh, that's because that got spoiled for me just as it was about to happen. When Han Solo in the cinema, someone was right behind me saying, "I can't watch this again." Just as he's about to walk out onto the bridge, I went, I wonder what's going to happen next. Yeah. Although you could see it coming a mile off. Yeah. But Luke's no emotional resonance at all. It's like, pointless. Yeah. It would have made more sense for that to happen in the third one.
Ticked.
Yeah. It's like Snoke, I mean, and I like that Snoke got killed, and I like that it raised parents and nobodies, because that does make sense, but better for
Well, they didn't really make that particularly clear either.
And now they're saying, maybe JJ will just retcon that back.
Yeah, but this is the whole point. That shouldn't have to happen.
Yeah.
But...
So I've got no idea where it's going to go from here, because he's essentially ended the trilogy in the second movie. It would serve as a fairly decent end of a trilogy leading into
how many more has he got to do?
He's got another trilogy of his own. Not about the Skywalkers or anything like that. Completely separate.
Okay, well this should.
So I know it's going to be visually very interesting, but as to the writing and the pacing...
But, I'm sure we're not the only ones who've done reviews. Right? We were not particularly happy with this.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually... I liked it. I mean, it's good. It's just, for a Star Wars movie... it was unsatisfying.
Yeah. And maybe they're going to learn from this.
Yeah. Maybe. Let's hope so. Because JJ's doing the next one. And I really liked the first one he did. How he's going to manage to do it, I have no idea. But you can kind of understand what kind of movie it's going to be like. It'll have that kind of fast-pacedness that The Force Awakens had. That did work. And I thought the humour in that mostly worked.
Yeah. And I mean, that's another thing about
it was a fun movie. This one, it was a bit ponderous.
Yeah, and some of the jokes, I mean, it started off with a prank call.
Which again, it's funny, but as you said about Luke throwing the lightsaber, it's a cheap laugh.
Yeah.
And the whole topless scene, why?
Well, this is the thing, ticking the box.
And swearing.
Yeah, this is the thing. It was like, okay, let's appeal to this demographic. Yeah. Let's have a topless scene. We've got to have that, please the ladies and the guys, whatever.
We can get at least one curse word in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just one of those films where you become very aware of the strategy behind why they've put one scene in and then not another.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Mark Hamill wasn't particularly
No,
happy.
I don't think he was very happy at all. There's so much footage of him saying, what is it, that he disagreed with every single thing Rian Johnson decided about Luke Skywalker. And something else I've noticed in post-film stuff since it's come out, listen carefully to the words he uses, because he does not praise the film at all. It's a series of very self-deprecating using insults, but he doesn't praise the film at all. And he's very clever in how he does it as well. It's something I noticed one time where he's on a thing with Rian Johnson. His phraseology, very interesting. So and none of it was an insult.
Nothing. There
was no praise.
Was it like when you get a reference that is just a reference?
Yeah.
Yes, he worked here. I was on this movie.
It was like what they asked him at the premiere. What can you tell us about this film? It's the longest one.
It's the longest one.
Yeah.
This is what I can tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes, I mean...
And it did feel like that. Because I think we didn't watch it in one go, did we?
No, we watched it in 2 goes. We saved the last half hour with Craig to another day. But we did watch it...
the first half felt like a lot of work. It felt like a lot of work.
Yeah, it does pick up, but some of it was quite slow.
Yeah, and at certain points, you're like, just get on with it, please.
Yeah. But I mean, it's decent enough film, but it does have its issues, Yes. For every great thing that's in it, there's going to be something that's just like, ugh.
Yeah, a few.
Yeah, and you can all think of them as well. You all have your own lists, whether it's Leia, whether it's the man of Luke Skywalker's passing and his entire arc, whether it's Canto Bight,
whether it's the slave children or the slave horses that are rescued only to be captured again later on at a later point. Yeah.
Exactly. But yes, that's our thoughts on it anyway. It's enjoyable, like I say, and visually very impressive, but it's a hollow meal, as Darth Maul would say in the comics. Yeah. But yes, haven't seen the deleted scenes or watched the commentary in the documentaries yet. Once I do, I shall let you know what I thought of those as well. But for now, that's just our thoughts on The Last Jedi Blu-ray. Yeah. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment suggestion for upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.